Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, we began exploring the tunnels beneath Ark Island Keep. We arrived at the Grand Archive for NFT, defeated 2 Naga protectors, and found various blueprints on the other side, along with a very interesting energy-capable spear, which reminds me a bit of the spears used from the Stargate movie, and probably actually is a nod to that movie. We also then arrived at Port Crag and eliminated the pirates in the barracks and those out here within the actual port. We've got at least this building and another area over here to the east to explore. So let's go ahead and explore those, see if there's any more pirates around that need a bigger lesson taught to them for attempting to raid Aegis Incorporated. Oh, okay. We're gonna find a named pirate in here, and jet ski parts, if I recall correctly. Ooh, 4 greater fusion cells. Very nice. Nothing in that box. Nothing else here. Alright, let's do the door thing. I think we'll switch to our conservative shield as well. Alright, let's do this. Gonzo Jet Slick. Interesting. I don't think he actually sleeps here, even though there's a bed in this location, judging from the sheer amount of things that are in his room. He probably just uses this as a storage, another closet, as it were. Well, Gonzo. You're quite dead. Looks like there's another pirate somewhere who is investigating. Actually, we know where he is. He's in this room somewhere. He just invested Gonzo's death. It's a shotter. Pirate shotter. I suspect this is the only pirate. Shotters are wearing metal armor, so it'll take a few standard rounds to kill them. I think we'll run around the corner and end our turn. Yeah, he won't have the movement to reach us. We'll sprint right up to him and use our power fist along with an exposed weakness. Take away some of that armor. I would like to incapacitate him if I can. We'll recharge our power fist and just wait around. Now we have back to full action points, and he's quite dead. Alright, let's see what these guys have on them. Shotgun, adrenaline, health hypo, some boots we don't care about. I guess I'll just remove them from the corpse. Ooh! This vehicle engine might actually be better than what we're using in either our Glow or the Aegis Incorporated Patroller. But I'll need to take it and compare it to find out for sure. Well, those boots are actually worth quite a bit of cash too. It also weighs 50 pounds. So if I'm taking this, we're going back to the beach to see which of our jet skis want it. What else is in this location? Some black cloth. Barm current. That also might be better than what's in one of our jet skis. That's a size 2 battery. Okay, so there's 2 items of interest to us here. Water tower key. Let's take that. I think that the water tower, I think, is how we entered into the pirate base. Decent crossbow bow parts. Crossbow bow parts? We're not taking them, though. They can stay here. What else do we have? A decent magnum with an extended magazine. That one we'll take. Break that down. Actually, I'll take everything on his corpse and move it to these shelves. Okay. How's our pistol holding up? Good shape. Good shape for our shocks. For our shock steel sledgehammer, Tim. That's not shock steel sledgehammer. That is, in fact, something very different. That's your power fist. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I just woke up. I still have some coffee, which I shouldn't be drinking. And I have to get breakfast still, but I wanted to record some of this first. Okay, so we see a pipe. 54. Okay, we found some Pentapus barbecue. We're gonna eat that. We can then hold this engine, and we can still hold 22 more pounds, which is just enough to hold the barm current. And let's double back to Ages Incorporated's beach. The pipe seems just wide enough for you to crawl through. Enter the pipe. This should lead us back upstairs. Yep, a little shortcut. Save us some walking time. And I think that's all the pirates in the port. I think the other area out to the east leads to some pirate guards, 2 or 3 of them, and a beach. Oh, a beach is the wrong way to describe it. A bunch of black sand passages, similar to the ones which would have led to the Nexus of Technology. We avoided all that crawling around with Decker earlier because we were able to detonate, grenade away to the Nexus of Technology and skip all those spiders. There's lots of spiders and crabs. Lots more spiders and crabs in that area. And we still want to explore that, potentially, at a later part. Because we need oddity experience points. I'm hoping to be level 27 by the time we're done with the DLC, or a little higher than that. Now, I think when we bought our glow, it came with some pretty decent parts in it. But I think they're size 1, all of them. And I think it can hold up to size 2 in it. So we'll find out right now. And if that's the case, then the glow's going to get the things we just found. And the patroller will get the parts that the glow used to have. Let's see. So the power supply is a power 1, and it can hold a max 3 size battery. So the barm current, let's see, this one has 400 power, and the current holds 550. So this is a better battery for our glow. At the cost that this is adding 2 more pounds of weight to the glow. While we're here, we'll also give it another greater fusion cell. We're going to step on our glow and also fully charge it. All right, there we glow. People hate you. All right, we have a... Well, actually, this is going back with me. And we've got a size 1 XG Alpha. 300 power at 120% consumption ratio. So it's not a very... It's nice, but this is like using a turbo engine. It's an overclocked engine, so it's not as efficient, but you'd get a decent amount of power despite that. This is more power at 100% consumption ratio, so it's a much more efficient, and it will make this go faster at the cost of adding another 15 pounds. Is that right? 10 pounds to the glow. So with this engine, this current engine, our base speed is 220. With this engine, it's still 220. Okay. $300. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it works this way. So I'm finding this out with you guys. The engine power not only determines its, I guess its base speed is exactly how fast this thing will always go. The engine power is the weight capacity that the jet ski is allowed to possess before it begins being slowed down. So this is effectively adding more weight to it. I don't understand why the consumption still says 120 on it. Is that because it was just open? I would have expected this to say 350 and this to say 100. But that still says 120, even though the XG Alpha isn't in it anymore. Okay, I can look at this off screen, I suppose. Maybe someone has a good video up here on YouTube describing how jet skis work. Alright, next stop, Core City. We drop these jet ski parts off at the Aegis Patroller, which should be able to hold both of them. That's our final juice also, so actually we have some in our chest here, but I want to leave those in that chest for emergency situations. Let's go to the entrance. If I don't put these into our patroller now, I'm gonna forget that I've got them. I'll leave them in my chest and they'll stay there forever. No, that's not true. I will remember. It'll annoy me because I'll be out on the patroller and I'll have remembered at that point that they're someplace else. So let's go and take care of this now. I think you guys have witnessed as well by now that I'm a huge fan of prepping and organization in this game. In every game I play, which has various different items, gives you the ability to store them in various places. And these things have a weight added to them that you have to maintain because you could be over capacity and then suffering problems. I spend a great amount of time making sure everything is sorted and stored appropriately so I can quickly and easily find it if I want it. And to make sure that I'm not carrying so much of it with me, since it reduces the amount of loot I can carry back at later points in the game. Alright, patroller, and what can you carry? You're using a Barm Current as well. Oh, interesting, and you can only carry a size max 2 battery. So our glow can have a better battery. Oh, sorry, a battery with higher capacity. And you are using a Barm Shifter 400. 400 power at 120 weight. And your consumption is also 160. Even though that doesn't come from just the engine. Interesting. So there is some secret or hidden coefficient which is affecting the amount of power that these jet skis consume. I wonder if it's because of the weight it currently has on it, if that's what's causing it. Alright, anyway, let's add these to this jet ski. And then while we're here, we will now go ahead and add the AG Alpha, which has greatly increased its engine power to 700. But the consumption is now up to 280. And we give it the AG4. Oh, so it also tells me how much exactly is being, how much weight is being carried, all told through the installed equipment, which is 156, and what the standard capacity is of the vehicle, 164, which includes all of this. So as long as all of this plus us, our 107, is below the engine power, this will move at 100% of its speed modifier. While we're here, and before I forget, let's buy a few repair kits from Ray. And I want 3 of them. Now, these are expensive. Oh! 400, but I want them. We'll leave 2 in our patroller. Oh. We gotta let you pass us. Okay, so there you go. And this other one we will leave in our glow. Do we have anything to sell while we're here? We do. By accident, I brought some stuff with me. Okay. Well, then let's... the merchants probably have not refreshed their inventory, but we'll check while we're in the area. And while I'm here, we can break down that at least. We'll explore more of Port Crag and the surrounding areas for it, I think, in this episode. And we'll head out into the... Oh, maybe we'll explore Upper Underrail when we... Well, we're here right now. Maybe we'll explore Upper Underrail now. Oh, I'd like to finish Port Crag and a few other passages in the DLC. If we're super lucky, we might end up at level 25 today. Alright, let's check Oscar. Oscar, did you refresh your inventory? You did not. I do want these bullets, though, from you. Oops, I said I wanted those bullets from you. That means I have to buy them. Okay, that shotgun can be repaired. Let's fix it. The hammer can be repaired. Let's fix it as well. The boots can be repaired, but I don't have any normal repair kits for that. And something else is weighing me down. Oh, we have a ton of bullets. Okay. Oh, we have some garbage with us too. Holy crap, a lantern. Remember when I had one of those? I guess since somehow one made it into my inventory, let's go ahead and charge it. We'll keep it with us. Man, I didn't even use a lantern when I was fighting the crawlers for those 2 episodes, which are gone forever now. Alright, we still got a little bit of our... Oh! Our vehicle repair kit's weighing us down. That's what's weighing us down. Okay. Let's put this here. Where am I going? This is... Stop. I need to shut that door, apparently. Okay. Let's double back home. To our house. I think all your... no. My bullets are over here. But they shouldn't be. We should move all this stuff to a different container. Some of it, at least. Hold on. 1 second. These scraps stay here. The other scraps come with me, as do all the empty bullet shells. We'll put them... we'll put them in this locker, along with all that scrap. And I came here for a reason. Was there something else I wanted to leave here? I don't think you need 16 flares. Oh, all of your repair kits stay with you, Tim. Alright, let's get back over to the Black Sea. That jet ski had some really great parts in it. I suppose it would be an upgrade's the wrong way to phrase it, but those parts on that jet ski would be better than either of the other junk jets you would have been using through Aegis Incorporated normally. It would, right? We would have these two, this junk jet and this scrap jet would have been available to you. We've got quite a bit of cash, so we were able to buy the glow to speed around here in style. And the Aegis Patroller is also fantastic when you get that, but you would be limited to using one that junk jet in the meantime. I wonder if I'm the only one who spends all his cash on a cool-looking jet ski, even though we'll get the Aegis Patroller, and upgrades my house entirely, right? I suspect most of the people who are playing this game and uploading it to YouTube are probably more, what's the proper word? Efficient? With the Charons that they're getting. But I also play on normal, and I understand the game very well, so I can get quite a few Charons without too much worry. I've seen people carry like, hordes of garbage around with them in an attempt to figure out how to sell it later. Like 20 daggers or all these creature parts. And while it's important in the very, very, very early game, before you basically get to the GMS compound, to probably do that to earn a few more dollars to purchase some of those earlier inhalants or bullets, all of it's just junk later on. Even in the higher difficulty levels, where it's worth even less, it's all that. Well, I guess worthless is the wrong way to phrase it, because it is worth some cash. If you were completely out, you could punch rat hounds to death, and then take their hearts and intestines and sell it for a handful of Southgate Station credits, and slowly, painfully, after many tens or hundreds of hours, get money in the game again. If you ran out completely, but oh, I would hate doing it that way. Even when I had played through the game with my initial character, J-Dirk, I realized after I had hit, around Depot A, that some things were simply not worth ever taking. And hold on, we have some pirates right up ahead of us. A shotter. A popper. Okay, we need to kill the popper first. That's a sniper rifle. So let's charge him. We'll use bullet time. And we'll fill his back of his head full of lead. And we'll take some standard shots at this guy. And then run around the corner. Oh, friend, that was morphine you used. But you didn't use a health kit. So the bad news for me is that's going to make it difficult for me to kill this round. Let's slow you. And I'll take a few more shots. Oh, that was fun. You should always use morphine first before you take any damage. Now that's not possible for the AI most of the time. But for you, viewer, don't use morphine after you're taking a bunch of hits. Especially if you've used a health kit. Don't take morphine after you've used a health kit if you think you're going to take a bunch of damage, because it's a great way for yourself to die. I guess, well, no, Tim, no. It could save your life, but it's more likely going to get you killed. I guess we'll take everything off these corpses. Alright, let's leave this behind. We're right here, so come on, let's go leave this loot in this box as well. As we explore the Black Sea, I'm going to end up leaving quite a few boxes full of loot around to be picked up later if I need cash. I forgot to... Okay, I did not forget to leave our repair kit in my globe, but I meant to leave a bunch of more standard rounds in the globe. I did not do so. Okay. Now, both of these guards were here, looking out in this direction, which makes me think that this is the edge of the pirate port crag, and everything out here is wild territory. So we will take a look at that. A crawl space. Nothing in that. Let's see where the crawl space leads. To a junk pile. To more junk piles. Oh, okay. This is a secret way into the pirate base. Sure, we'll blow up these walls really quick. And I think we have enough electrical scraps. We can make a standard repair kit out of them. Whatever's on the other side of that, though, I'm going to leave it there. Now, I think there's a bunch of traps in this area, so I'm going to put on our motion tracking goggles. Yep. We have a pile with another oddity point, olivine. Nice find, but unfortunately it's not of gem quality. I see you, Hermit Crab. Alright, let's move up. Punch it twice. I think our power fist is now fully charged. Another pillow, another egg. We'll take everything. Oh, interesting. There's a music transition here between the pirate base and the tunnels or passages out here. I've never been on a beach that has black sand. It must be really interesting. We've just got, you know, standard sand over here in the beaches of New Jersey. I'm going to wear the Death's Grin at the moment. I think there's a bunch more crabs in this area, and our food expired, so we should eat something. Let's have the other crab sandwich. Oh, there are more traps around. But we found that one without too much worry, so maybe we won't need the detection goggles. For traps, if I suspect there's traps in an area, I will wear detection goggles. And I will be more cautious with my movement. Since I think like every 5 seconds, I think your character scans around to find a trap. So if you don't find it right away, you still might find a trap if you just are patient. I know many people aren't patient. Oh, I don't want to actually... Well, we'll do this. Oh, okay. It wasn't fully charged. But now it must be. If I had a complaint about the DLC, it's that the crabs don't move like crabs. At least like crabs I've seen. Crabs move like... Well, they don't move like crabs. Crabs move sideways when they attempt to run around, right? They don't run... I guess they could move. Can they move forward? I've never seen a crab in real life move forward. At least not charge forward. They move sideways when they move. But that would kind of probably be weird, because it had to move sideways and then it'd have to rotate to face you, the player. So even though it looks odd to me, it's probably more efficient for them to do that with what they're fighting out here. Also, these are just mutant crabs, so of course they do it this way. All right, even though our exposed weakness won't do any damage. Our power fist won't do any electrical damage to the crab. We still incapacitated it and applied a round of exposed weak. We still exposed. Exposed weakness has been placed on it. I'm going to focus on this crab, though, to start. And move away. Then we sprint up to this crab. And wait a turn. It still has exposed weakness on it. It goes away this round. Let's use bullet time. There we go. We don't need WTC rounds as long as exposed weakness is on the crab. I don't think the crabs are going to give us any more oddie items that we can benefit from. But obviously, if we want to explore this area, we're going to have to deal with them. How's our pistol holding up? Could use a standard repair. To my knowledge, there is no problem with using a weapon that's durability is high enough that you're not suffering from weapon degradation. There'll be a little icon that shows up when your weapons begin suffering from that. And I believe at that point, your weapons need to be repaired as you're suffering damage penalties and possibly accuracy penalties as well. But I just like keeping my weapons in tip-top shape. Every time I use a repair kit on a weapon to keep it at close to full durability means I'm also clearing out space or weight in my inventory so I can carry more loot. And by the time I'm out of repair kits, I am probably carrying enough treasure to make it worthwhile heading back to town. And then back there, I resupply on repair kits. And we didn't search those she cells. Let's see if that's got the pearl. In one of these shells, groups of shells, or a single seashell, there is a pearl in it. We want that. Alright, so there's nothing in this area. Let's head up here. I know there's crabs in this area. I want to see there's like 3 side beetles in this area. I think there's 3 side beetles in this area. Three side beetles and a colossal crab. Okay. Let's move up to the Colossal Crab. We'll use Expose Weakness. I'm going to use Bullet Time, and we'll try to kill it. And then we run around the corner. We're going to need to use WTC rounds if I want to kill these. Let's switch to those bullets. Move up. Use Sprint. Run around this corner. Oh? The other ones decided not to investigate? They did, okay. Exposed weakness is still on cooldown. We could probably kill this one this turn. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it will have the action points after we slow it to actually affect us. And I think we've killed all of them without any real trouble. Expose weakness. And our standard bullets, I think, can kill it. Uh-oh! No, they can't. And we powered off the shield, so we're going to get shock stunned now. That was a mistake of mine. Let's use the adrenaline to give me a little more movement. Misplayed that. You didn't have to use any drugs, Tim. You should have just left the shield charged. Let's charge our Power Fist. I don't think there's any... Yeah, no Audi points in this area, unfortunately. And none from the crabs either. But we'll leave a bunch of this junk in a junk pile. We won't benefit, to my knowledge, from any of the crab carapaces. We don't care about the benefits they give us. They're either used in riot shields to make... riot armor to make good shields, or they help your psionists out at the cost of armor with a ton of weight on it. But I don't care about either of those things with Decker. Let me check something really quick. I want to see if there's something else I can talk about while I'm up here. So, do I talk about this? Oh, hello. Oh, is this the fetid marsh? It is, I think. No. It sounds like it might be. I don't remember where the fetid marsh is. This might be it, though. Man, it's been a long time since I explored the fetid marsh with anyone. I think the last character I did the fetid marsh with was actually Garrett. So that would have been 2 years ago. I don't have a good memory of it. But what I remember about the fetid marsh is that if you're playing a character who doesn't have any ranged capability, the fetid marsh is a nightmare for you. There's some creatures in the fetid marsh that you won't find anyplace else. The giant sea serpents. We've seen sea snakes, lepers, and heartbreakers. But there's another type of serpent. Only in the black marsh, I think, does it exist. And they spit acid at you. Is that right? Oh, it might not be right. I think it is, though. I think so. There's the acid that we've seen the mutants, like the acid dogs, use. And then there's corrosive acid that these snakes use. And it degrades your equipment, your armor, I think, your boots, your headgear, whenever it strikes you. And it's awesome. I love it, because as a dungeon master, I love messing with the players in unique ways, making them worry about their gear in particular. Rust monsters come to mind. And as such, when I first encountered them with Garrett, I was impressed. Very impressed with Stygian Software adding such a nightmarish creature to the mix. There's many of them, and as we've seen, sea serpents generally are in the sea. They don't go out on the ground, and so you would need to lure them to the beach by constantly trying to shift away, move away, such that your character is standing as far away as possible from a shoreline, and hopefully they'll zip underwater and then up on the shoreline, allowing you to charge up to them to kill them. I've never tried the Black Marsh with a melee character, but there is another YouTuber whose videos I enjoyed watching called Bring It Dawn, and he tried doing the Black Marsh with his spear user. He had a riot gear, spear, and shield character, and he had grenades. He had the ethereal torch, but I don't think he had it at that time. And he had throw spear, which has been improved, I think, since the last time he was through that game, which was also about 2 years ago or so, if I recall correctly. In any case, he didn't bring multiple spears to throw. He brought just like I think just 2 spears, his current spear and his offhand spear. And if those didn't hit, he was dealing with a ton of damage, and he died repeatedly in that area, which is what I suspected was going to happen with Gabriel. Gabriel had Grenadier, so we could have tried to just chew through all of those sea serpents with grenades, but I didn't want to do that. That was going to be nightmarish, and I wasn't playing Oddie mode, so there was no real reason for me to explore that area since I had finished the DLC. Okay, we're going to do something a little weird here. Kind of. So we've incapacitated this side crab, and it has an exposed weakness on it. I'm not going to shoot it this round. We are going to move up here, and we're going to try to kill this giant crab. Actually, I'm going to use some Vitality Powder to give me more action points. And I'm not going to move away from that crab. We will use our shield. I'm going to hope that with our increased dodge and evasion, this thing's going to miss us. in melee. But keep in mind that my dodge... Oh, right, I am wearing Death's Grin, so my dodge went up to 350. Which is probably the max that we could benefit from in dealing with crabs. Red Venge, on a video of mine some time ago, explained to me how dodge and evasion works. I know that there's a limit to dodge and evasion. Like, at a certain point, you don't benefit from any more of it, because there's a threshold at which the creature cannot have its chance to hit you reduced anymore. I believe it peters out at around either 30 or 40%. And so your dodge and evasion are compared with the enemy's chance to hit you. And I think if your level is the same as their level, it's something... Let me bring up my comments. Although it's good, it was some time ago now. Let's see. By the way, thank you, Red Venge. Thank you everyone who's leaving comments on my videos to explain how certain things work to me in this game. I think I've done an okay job explaining how some things work, but I don't understand how all of it works. There's a ton of mechanics to try to learn and remember how they do apply to you in this game. The general rule of thumb is if you can get more of it, whatever that stat or skill is, do so. But there are, however, exceptions to that rule. Things like lockpicking, pickpocket, or hacking have a lower threshold for this. And any more points you put in them won't actually be too beneficial to you, depending upon the difficulty that you're playing on. Let's see. It's going to be this one. Red Vege's first comment on my Underrail part 121. Oh, yeah! Oh, sorry, 127, when I finished the game with Garrett. Let's see. So I'll read this briefly. The dodge, or not so briefly, but I think this is important enough that I really want to describe it, at least how he's described it to me. The dodge skill reduces 1 point of effective melee attack skill for every 3 points of effective dodge skill you have. So if you have... I'm sorry, I said the wrong things. Let me try this again. The dodge skill reduces 1 point of effective melee attack skill for every 3 points of effective dodge skill you have. So if your enemy has an effective melee attack of 80, your dodge skill of 119 would reduce his attack skill by 50%, giving him a 50-50 chance to hit you. There's a minimum cap of 10%, no matter how high your dodge skill is. Oh, okay. So for dodge, an enemy will always have at least a 10% chance to hit us. Deep Cavern melee opponents have an effective skill over 100 on normal, so your target dodge should be over 300. Uncanny Dodge has a 5-turn cooldown. It stops 2 attacks plus 1 per 30 points invested in dodge. Your Uncanny Dodge stops 4 attacks every 5 turns. Uncanny Dodge is good at a pinch, but not so good when it's on cooldown. Yep. So in my case, for my... I guess we'll talk about this really quick before we kill off these crabs. The reason why you see me put all those points into dodge is because I thought it was our effective dodge skill, which, when I was using Garrett, which gave me more dodge. And I also went heavy into dodge by wearing a similar outfit to what Decker is wearing. I wanted as much dodge as possible so I could use Uncanny Dodge in a pinch. My belief is that dodge and evasion, even if you can get it as the enemy's missing you 90% of the time, should still only be used as an emergency. A dodge and evading character who is speccing for that is probably going to have as low of a armor penalty as possible, and thus have a great deal of movement. And you're probably, but you don't have to, be using tabby boots as well, which give you more dodge and evasion and more movement. I tend to, on my dodge and evade characters, try to use my movement to avoid enemies, more than relying on my dodge and evasion to do so. I hide around corners. I use nets if my character has throwing, to keep very dangerous melee enemies away from me for a turn. I dip in and out of combat against enemies, and try to keep them away from me, both melee and using a line of sight to avoid taking pot shots from enemies. And so, when I make a character who is taking dodge and evasion, but I do plan on taking Uncanny Dodge, I often will stop putting points in Uncanny Dodge. I'm sorry, in the dodge skill around 90 or so, 75 or so. Enough where I gain Uncanny Dodge and a decent amount of guaranteed dodges with Uncanny Dodge. Uncanny Dodge is a feat that makes it so that... let me pull it up really quick. Grants you an ability that when activated will cause you to dodge the next 2 regular or special melee attacks targeted against you, plus an additional attack for each 30 points in dodge. Oh, you know what? It does say in dodge. It doesn't say effective dodge. So in any case, that gave Garrett, I think, 5 guaranteed dodges against enemies. I'll reload him. And I'll just use it to check on that after I'm done killing these crabs in this area. So, in any case, with Garrett and his movement, I felt like I didn't need any more points invested in dodge, because I'm never going to be hit in melee. And if that threat does appear, I can just use Uncanny Dodge to give me a round of guaranteed you can't touch me, and then deal with that melee opponent next round. So I only needed Uncanny Dodge for 1 round, because that would probably, hopefully, be the limit of how often an enemy would actually be able to attack me. Because I would be using nets, traps, and my high mobility to avoid melee enemies. The more dangerous melee enemies, in particular, sledgehammer users, a single pummel, followed by another hit, could down Garrett pretty much instantly. All right, I'm done. We've babbled enough. Let's keep this going. Yes, look at that, 3 misses. Okay, I'm going to ignore this giant crab and now focus on the side crab. Let's go back to our power fist. Fully charge it. 1. I should have used bullet time, because now I'm just going to sit here and wait for my my skills to go off cooldown. Corpse, we're going to give you all the other things. I like that I use bodies as treasure chests out here. Anyway, I hope what I was describing makes sense. It's like when you put points into hacking, lockpicking, and pickpocketing. In normal mode, to my knowledge, the highest locked object and the highest object that requires hacking to get into it requires an effective skill of, I believe, 140. It might be 150. I don't think so, though, but maybe a few new items were added that require a higher pickpocket or hacking, but I don't think so. So, with that in mind, with a decent enough dex, since my dex is at 9, and I'm using an MK3 lockpick and a Hacksaw MK3, I can leave my hacking and lockpicking at these lower numbers, and I'll never need to improve them again, because every point over that threshold is a point I don't need. We can already pick all the locked objects, or the vast majority of them, or hack through all the doors. There's probably maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, maybe in the deep caverns. But again, you don't need lockpicking, because those objects would be just probably random treasure chests, like regular lock containers, which have random loot. And in deep caverns, I'm not going to care about random loot very much. We're there to beat the game, not get treasure down there. Unless we were to do deep caverns first, before doing the DLC. And that's something I've never done, now that I think about it. I've gotten up through the deep caverns and gotten to Chort a few times now. But hold on, we have more side crabs. So, let's use Expose Weakness on this side crab. And I'm also going to use another Vitality Powder. We're going to activate our shield, and we are going to down this stunned side crab that has Exposed Weakness on it. I'm going to use our medallion on the Colossal Crab to slow it. We'll switch to our WTC rounds and move right adjacent to this side crab. We'll use bullet time now, and we'll lay into this side crab. It might take all our bullets to do it. Well then, since we use bullet time, kill this one. We'll power fist the Colossal once. Use sprint and heroically run away. We shouldn't need our shield any longer. Alright, piece of cake. Remember again, everyone, if I'm making this look very easy, I have done the Deep Caverns, something like Deep Caverns, the DLC content now, probably close to like 11 times. Have I mentioned how much I like this game? This game is an amazing game. Even when, however, I was doing this with Garrett the first time, Garrett was, I think, level 24 on Classic mode when he stepped into this area. Might have been 23, I can't remember off the top of my head. But after the first time I engaged against enemies, an enemy, like for example, my first encounter with crabs, I didn't understand crabs because I'd never seen them before. And so, right away, after fighting them, I realized these are slow-moving, but these guys have a fantastic amount of physical damage resistance. And they can stun me. The hermit crabs can daze you if they reach you or stun you. Side crabs stun you with their electric attacks. Colossal crabs bleed you and do massive damage when they hit you. They don't get many attacks, but they are very dangerous if they can get up to you. And so I learned, after my first fight, what I should be looking to do when I'm fighting them. Oh, that's interesting. We killed this crab. It has no loot on it, but its body didn't fade away. And our pistol needs to repair. Let's repair that. And I haven't forgotten, I'm going to pull up Garrett really quick. I just want to clear this area of all its crabs first. Now, I'm going to go back to using my other shield. Oh, speaking of, well, see, I'm not speaking at all about charging, but we should fully charge our power fist. There we go. Oh! 2 giant crabs. No reason why we can't expose weakness to one of them. I'm gonna risk it. Let's move up to this one. And we'll try killing it. And I should have used bullet time again. I should have, because we're not in any more danger. I could have waited here for all my other abilities to go on cooldown, and I did not do that. I still have this habit of waiting for emergencies to use certain skills. Bullet time is one of them. I'm gonna use it as I want to kill 2 things this round. Because I'm in a situation that requires it ability, and there's no reason to do that. We should be using it in every single fight. Assuming that fight isn't a super long... Doesn't take a long time to get chew through. I still haven't forgotten about Garrett. We are going to load him up, but I think I want to explore this area really quick. I think this is just a beach that we can land at, or we could have landed at normally, to sneak our way into the Nexus of Technology or get to Port Crag. And yep. Oh, hello, and there's a pile here. Diopside, a dull green pyro... How do I say this? Pyroxene? Mineral crystal. I would have loved exploring This area would have loved it. I have a very small rock collection of different mineral rocks. I love buying them. I like looking at them. I don't have very many of them. I used to have quite a bit more, but I have since gotten rid of some of them because I have no way to show all of them off. I'm a big fan of the purple amethysts in particular because they remind me of the crystal shard from the Dark Crystal movie. Okay, we are done with Port Crag, so let me quickly save the game. Twice. And let's load Garrett really quick. It's been a long time since I used Garrett. Here's all the characters I'm currently playing through the game with. You can see all their levels and what have you here. Here's all of my... Oh, still more characters, okay. Here's all my tutorial saves. I might eventually do that. Let's see. Garrett, back up. Here's Garrett. Looks like we did some work for the free drones, which is why I'm in this area with him. My goodness, it has been an age since I last fired up Garrett. When was the last time I saved the game with him? So this is today. Oh, the autosave. The autosave was made today, which is why now that says 8:21. But the last time I loaded Garrett, saved Garrett, sorry, was a year ago. Probably to show off the changes that were done, or that were added with that jet ski dungeon, which had been released around this time. Yeah, look at the version. It even, so this is the last time this is the last version I played with Garrett. 1123. What's the oldest save I have here? New Garrett back up. Holy crap. I liked my playthrough with Garrett so much, I began to do so again, but with a build that was a little more streamlined. Man, look at that. From April 10th, 2018, over 3 years ago, almost 3.5 years ago. Anyway, since I pulled him up, let's take a look at him really quick. Yep, here's his stats spread. People have said that hybrids don't work in this game, or that you need to have an extremely powerful build to get through this game. And I had played through this game with Garrett to show that this is not something that is correct or accurate. If someone says that, they don't understand the game well enough to probably be talking about it in such a way. Garrett's stats, as you can see, nothing was min-maxed. The lowest I brought something was 4, and I didn't focus on any particular stat. Dex did get 12, but that's because when the DLC got added, I was able to take a feat at level 26 to put 2 more points in it. Otherwise, he had 10 stats here. And I didn't follow the development of the Black Sea or its DLC when I was playing through the game with Garrett earlier, because I don't do that. And so I was pleasantly surprised to see that as an option, but I hadn't planned Garrett around taking that skill. The same thing with his build. He's crossbows and melee. These two generally don't play that well with each other, although Dex and Perception did help in this regard. But his Perception was only, and is only 8 normally. It's 9 because I think of the goggles I'm wearing. Actually, I'm not sure currently. Oh, it's 9 currently because of Second Sight, the juice. But otherwise, it's 8. That's pretty low. But I was, again, kind of lucky enough that Marksman was a specialization to make up for his low Perception. In any case, I'm back here again to stress that you don't need to make a min-max character on normal to beat the game. Not at all. You can have fun. You can make a build where you don't even need to streamline your feats. Like, look at this. Garrett had Burglar. burglar. A feat that no one takes. But I took it. Because I thought it was thematic. Garrett is, after all, the master thief from the Thief series. He's a burglar. It would have been weird if I didn't take this feat. Anyway, I just want to say that really quick, because it's also been a while since I've even looked at his stats and so on. Yeah, he did really well. I did get punked a few times, especially early game, but even early game, I still think I did rather well, all things considered, right? We got through Depot A. I think he might have died once or twice there. It's been a long time since I even watched my Let's Play on Garrett. I took Cheap Shot's damage? And not Cheap Shot's incapacitation chance. Wow. Oh, I guess that makes sense. I'm swinging a bunch in melee. And every time I crit, that's an extra 25%... I'm sorry, 75% damage with that dagger. That feels like that's a mistake. It feels like I should have put those in the Cheap Shot's incapacitation chance, but in retrospect, that shows even more that I wasn't really too concerned about the feats Garrett was... specialization that Garrett had. Alright, so I'm here so I can hit 5. And we get 9 uncanny dodges. 9 of them. And my dodge is only 75. So that's 2 uncanny dodges. And I'm gonna guess it's using actually the 227 effective dodge we have to give me this. And actually, I think it's using something a little different. If I was to take these goggles off. Let me wait till this comes off cooldown. We'll use it again. Because I bet you it's not even looking at... Yeah, I think it's using our 3003? 12 uncanny dodges. Oh, wow. So it is using this... It's using our effective dodge, not our skill-pointed dodge. Alright, well, there's proof of it. So... Okay, well, now I feel a lot better as well, that I was indeed doing the right thing with trying to increase my dodge all the way, and using uncanny dodge as an emergency skill, so that I could have a round of basically immunity to melee attacks. It's also why I built the armor for Garrett that I built. Padded infused greater siphon or leather overcoat. And I put cold into this. Oh, and that armor penalty is only 8%, because I did indeed want that very, very low, low armor penalty, so we can benefit from Nimble. Oh, yeah! Garrett was the guy when I had gone and I got some Super Steel. And if I remember correctly, I bought, like, I think it was 3 sets of it. And I got 2 sets of Super Steel plates that were quality 155, I think. It was the first time I've ever been blessed by the RNG gods to give me the highest quality Super Steel. I think it will spawn in the game. I think it might be able to spawn 160 quality, but I've never gotten that if it does. But man, holy crap, that gear was amazing. Alright, well, we're done exploring the Port Crag area at this moment. And we've got maybe another 10 minutes left before we've been playing for the game for an hour. So let's go grab some of the loot we left here. We'll bring it back with us to sell it to Aegis Incorporated, Marcus and Ladelman. And then we'll call it the session. Okay, that's good. Man, it's a lot of fun playing through the game with Garrett. I've thought about playing through the game again next year, but I really should take a break from playing Underrail. I'm a little worried that my channel would become an Underrail channel. And there's nothing wrong with playing Underrail over and over and over again if you really like the game. But I like to play some other games on my channel. Besides playing Underrail once a year. It's a grand game. Don't get me wrong, and I'd have fun playing through it again. I'd use a different character again, like try something completely different. And to be honest, I'd play the game on normal again. I like normal mode. It's difficult. As you can see, a few times I have died. So when I did all the Crawler and Deathstalker areas, I died not at all. It was frustrating, but fun. And I didn't curse or swear, but I was laughing at how much I enjoyed fighting the Deathstalkers and Crawlers. When I did the area in Port Cedo that we had just completed, the area with all the pirates in it, with the Deducers, I actually died in that fight twice with Decker before winning the third time when I had, because remember again, I'm reshooting some of these videos. We're now all caught up to where I had been originally with Decker. But yeah, I like it. I like that the game, even though I have a good memory of the types of enemies that are in the area, I don't necessarily remember where exactly they're located. And so this proves exciting, and the enemies in that area still give me trouble. So I like it. I really like normal mode. I think the game is well balanced on normal. I could beat the game on hard, especially with some of the builds that you've seen me going through, but I would have to probably streamline the build just a little bit. And I like playing my non-efficient builds or min-max builds very much. I like them. And we have another dialogue, so let's listen to these guys talk. Marcus nods. Yeah? Nothing. Marcus nods again. Loudman scratches his head. Man, my hair's growing real fast. He passes his hand over his. There are some big holes in the tent. Marcus looks around. His eyes fall upon you. Decker! Hey, Tony. Yeah? Tell me what you got in stock. Alright. That, I believe, is also the last conversation that these two have with each other, with the exception of when they're finally done here at the camp, when the camp picks up and leaves. So you have refresh your inventory. Let's sell both of these. That's all your cash, and we don't have any more buying power. Maybe we do this instead. And I will purchase all 7 advanced mechanical. Oh, okay, that's fine. We can sell. Oh, hey, we have more or less broken even. Let's do that. And we can now, let's see. That's loot. Let's go ahead and leave this here. How's my pistol holding up? Pistol's fine. I don't need 8 advanced mechanical repair kits with me. We'll leave some of these here. Alright, everyone. So I think that'll do it for us. When we come back, I think we will explore more of the Black Sea. I want to see how... Well, our jet ski should be faster than it was previously. But yeah, we'll use our glow, and we'll sail down here and explore some more of the pirate area. Actually, we should go over here instead. The thought being that what we'll find down here will get us into a locked area of the NFT facilities up here. but we would have no reason to utilize that area until we discovered that another area is locked or barred from us. I'm being a bit mysterious. If we go to the northeast first and find the Joint Security HQ, we will discover that we are unable to enter it, even with the higher security clearance in Phil Bridges' chip. We'll need another alteration in order to enter that facility. And what does that is the Lemurian Health Center's facility. So we'll do things in an order that would make sense thematically for Decker to have done them in. Alright, so thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.